Do you know what I like to do when I'm done working for the weekend? I like to look at some baseball cards. Hey, I have to dress up for this one. Got some nice stuff to show you. Hey, I want to send a special shout out to my man, Sammy Thunder. Let me join his live last night. That was one of the most fun I ever had on a live with Mike Petty and Jason from Everyday Card Collector. I think we had a blast. So I have here a few newer pickups that I wanted to show you. And I had a whole stack of scarce and rare cards that I pulled out to show last night. Some I showed last night, some I didn't get to, because Mike Petty wouldn't, he wouldn't quit showing fire long enough for me to show these. So I thought I'd show them right now. So let's get into it. First, I got this fantastic 1949 Bowman of Enos Slaughter. And it's a beautiful card. And I was lucky with this because I was bidding on, I think it was a 4.5. And I got outbid on it, and it went up pretty good. And I found this one right after I had bid, and I actually was sad I bid on it because I liked this one way better. This looked better. And so when I got outbid, it gave me a chance to buy this because the seller made a offer and took a lot of money off of it. And I snagged it. But it's a beautiful card of Enos Country Slaughter. Always glad to add to that set. I have here, and Victor, I don't want any lip about this. This is a Bob Trumpy rookie card. It's 1969, and it is from a gas station, and it's Tressler Comet. Tressler Comet. And it predates his Topps rookie card. And it is a beautiful card. Now, I'm a fan of Bob Trumpy because he always speaks highly of my Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm going to put a link in this description. He talks about the time that Mel Blount hit him and knocked him out, and he didn't know where he was. And they show footage of it. And I always like him because he, like I said, when he would announce, he had respect for my Steelers. And many announcers did not over the years. You Steeler fans know who I'm talking about. So I'm a fan of Bob Trumpy. Played with the Bengals. And he had to face the Steelers twice a year. And Mel Blount is still one of the most underrated players in history. And his rookie card, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated, underpriced, underappreciated rookie cards in history. But I want you to check that out. It's worth a view. So the link will be in the description. And I got this. This is Jimmy Braddock from 1935. Now they made a movie about him called The Cinderella Man, played by Russell Crowe. And it's a beautiful card. Oh man, I gotta get it out of this PSA. I don't advertise for PSA. They get enough advertising. They have enough cult members. You know, I feel the same way about my cars. When the car dealership puts a license plate with their logo and name, I'm like, unless you're paying me to drive around as long as I have this card for the tens of thousands of people that are gonna see your logo, unless you're paying me, I ain't driving around with your logo on my car. So unless PSA wants to pay me, I ain't promoting them any more than they need to be. They already have enough cult members. All right. Hey, I had this laying around. I wanted to show it. This is a 1962 Solata coin, Jimmy Brown, and it's awesome. All right. Let's show some scarce cards. Some of the cards I had pulled out. I showed this last night. This is a 1961 Philly cigar, Mickey Mantle. Beautiful. Philly Cigar Premium. And this was on the back of a Post cereal box in 1960. Wanted this since I was a little kid. Man, I think I have to take this tie off. I feel like a banker in this. All right, here's a, this is a 1909 E101 Hannes Wagner. Here is my 1928 Tabacalera, John McGraw. It's the only one PSA ever graded. And this set is phenomenal. I have a few other sports. And my man Rick just picked up 2 fantastic ones. I'm very jealous of him, especially for the one, which is a dream card of mine. If you haven't checked out his National Pickups video, you won't be disappointed. These cards are colored. They colored them in, and they're beautiful. Very unique. And these are from El Salvador. Here is a Tango Eggs, and this is Buck Weaver. However, you may notice, if you're familiar with the old E-cards, that they used the image for Joe Tinker, which makes this really cool. Tango Eggs. Here is a fantastic T227 Home Run Baker. Led the league 4 years in a row in home runs. But he played in a dead ball era. I think the most he ever had in a season was 13, and I think he had 93 lifetime. But that's all you had to do to be named Home Run Baker back then, with the dead ball. And this is a fantastic Eddie Cicotti, man. Just fantastic. Red background. The uniform is phenomenal. That is a little work of art right there. And what I always considered the prettiest card ever made. This is this version is also from the E101 set. There are other sets like Dockman and Sons and others that have the same image. But this is the 101. Christy Mathewson. Same as the Hannes Wagner I just showed you. And this one here, this is the, let's see, E90-1 American Caramel. Christy Mathewson. Just awesome in his wind up there. Just like a soft pose. This is a really rare card. And this is W574. And this is Lefty Grove. These are hard to come by. I'll bet if you go on eBay right now, you may find 2 or 3 total from the set. Maybe. And this is the W575-1, Walter Johnson. And if you pull this set up on PSA's website, if you want to go look at the set or the pop report, this is the card they show. It's the only one they ever graded. Victor, again, no lip on this one. You know I'm messing with you, buddy. 1927 Jimmy Fox. Rookie card. Now, I mentioned last night there was a postcard set that ran over this time, but it was multiple years. And there's no way to determine if Jimmy Fox's was in the 1927 or in subsequent years, since it was a multi-year, they were published in multiple years. So I consider this his rookie card. This is a 1932 Abdullah and Company Babe Ruth. Mike Petty doesn't like this card, but I love it. 1926 Spalding, Babe Ruth. They have a few different back versions of these. This set was virtually unknown until 1990 when there was a find of them. And these came with, they had coupons. It didn't come with. They had coupons, and you would turn these cards in to get a coupon for sporting goods. I believe that's why they're so rare. And this is a 1927 York Caramel Ty Cobb. This set is rare. This is a 1929 W553, and this is Rogers Hornsby. I'm kicking myself. I had a chance to pick up the Ruth about a year or two ago. It wasn't cheap, but I would pay it, and I should have paid it. These cards are next to impossible to find, and they have little ornate borders, unlike most of the cutout cards of the era. Now, when you get into pre-1933 cards, you really don't have much of a choice other than to collect the cutout cards and the black and white cards. That's just what they made back then. That's how cards were, and I appreciate them for that. Here is a 1921 Willard's Chocolate. No, I'm sorry. This is a 1927 W575-2. Showed you the -1 of Tris Speaker. I have the Willard's Chocolate too. Get confused sometimes. All right, this is Cy Williams. Cy Williams was pretty much considered to be the Babe Ruth of the National League back then. And, you know, he just doesn't get any notoriety. I had done a newsletter on him. I've shown him many times. He's one of only 3 players born before 1900 to amass 200 or more home runs. The other 2 are Babe Ruth and Rogers Hornsby. At the time of his retirement, he was the all-time leader in home runs in the National League, and Rogers Hornsby later passed him. But I have these 2 really scarce cards. They are the 1922 W501. They've only ever graded 4 of these, and I have 2 of them and the highest graded one. And that's 4 total of all the grading companies. And this is the highest graded one. Here we have a 1965 McGregor, Willie Mays. Here's a 1965 McGregor, Roberto Clemente. And while I'm on the Roberto Clemente, here's a nice 1960 Cons. The 61 looks, it's the same image, but they show more of it. It's also a beauty. Here is another W575-1 George Sisler, and he had two different cards, 2 different poses. So he had this one, and these are very low pop. And I like this one even better. This is a little crudely cut, but these are so hard to find, and it presents beautifully because they were hand cut. It's cut a little bit, you know, crudely on the one side, but I'm just so happy to have it. And this is 1925-31 W. Hold on, I'm going blind. I want to let you know what it is. W590. I've been staring at my phone all morning, and when I look at my phone a lot, been responding to comments and stuff, my eyes start to go. If I don't look at my phone or computer, my eyes are great. I need to start wearing those special glasses, I think. Anyway, this is not a pose you see. I don't recall ever seeing this on another Ty Cobb card. Stuke, you can let me know if I'm wrong. Here is a 1923 Willard Chocolate Walter Johnson, another low pop card. These were a regional issue, I believe, in Pennsylvania, if I remember that correctly. And here's a Rogers Hornsby, and this is one of my favorite cards in my collection. I love this card. I don't know why. It's fantastic, though. Another low pop, and not a card you see all the time. And here is a fabulous 1922 W575-2 Ty Cobb. Look at that beauty. Again, not a pose you see on other cards that I can recall. And here is a fantastic Maple Crisp bat. 1923. These were out of Canada. And of course, all the Canadian issues are scarce or rare. And this is a special one. This is Walter Johnson. But it is a super rare blank back version. I've never seen another Walter Johnson blank back, and I've looked. If you have one, let me know. PSA does not distinguish the backs if you go on their pop report, so there's no way of me knowing if they graded any others. That's what I have for you. Hey, if you didn't check out that live, we had a lot of fun. You might want to check it out, or not. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me.